What's up? I'm Coach Dan Blewett. I'm a former pro pitcher. In today's video, let's cover some pitching overuse tips. So ways to not overuse the young pitcher in your life. All right, my first tip to prevent overuse is do not warm your kids up before a game. So this means a couple different things. Number one, if it's game day, do not play catch with your son at home before going to the field. Never do that. You would never see a major league pitcher, your favorite major league starting pitcher, playing catch or throwing in the afternoon before going to the ballpark. Because what? He wants his arm to be rested so that when he does warm up, it's in a progressive fashion so that he's perfectly peaked and ready to go at game time. Do not play catch with your son at home before driving to the field, and do not warm your son up when you get to the field before he starts team activities. This is just going to essentially double the amount of throws he makes in a day, and he's going to get hot, he's going to get warmed up with you, then he's going to get cold again as he waits to start team activities with his team, and then the team is going to get warmed up again. And then if he's a pitcher, he might get warmed up a third time. So that's why you're adding all these unnecessary throws to his day, where his workload is now double or triple that of a normal player. This is never, ever done in college, in pro ball. This is never done. We keep our arms rested and quiet until it's time to use them. It's a lot more like a cheetah. The cheetah waits and it rests until it needs to sprint. When it makes its kill, it goes back to resting, reserving its energy again until it's needed. Do not warm your kids up before a game. My second overuse tip, the night before a game, especially if your son is going to pitch, he should either play extremely light catch, like 40 throws, 50 throws tops at a catch intensity, not pitching intensity, or he should not throw at all. What I hear too often, which again, this seems very common sense, but this is why I want to reiterate, your son should absolutely not be pitching the night before he's going to pitch in a real game. I got a YouTube comment about this earlier this year. A guy left a comment and said, hey, on Thursday night, my son and I, we pitched for 45 minutes in the backyard. And then on Saturday, he pitched and he had arm pain. He only pitched 2 innings, but he had arm pain. I'm like, yeah, because you pitched on Thursday night for 45 minutes, which is the equivalent of like 3 or 4 innings. And then he pitched again the next day. You think a major leaguer would do that? Absolutely not. So do not pitch the night before a game. That seems extremely commonsensical, but please do not do that. The day before a pitching outing should be almost all rest or very light catch, if at all. My third tip for avoiding overuse and injuries as a pitcher is to stick to pitch count guidelines. If you search MLB Pitch Smart, you'll find the ASMI and Major League Baseball's sort of initiative website that helps parents and coaches understand what proper pitch counts look like. Pitch counts are not perfect. If pitch counts were perfect, we wouldn't still have as many injuries as we do. We still have tons of injuries, but there's something. They're a basic way to just measure workload and to help space out days of rest between pitching outings. So please try to adhere to pitch count guidelines. I'll link to the MLB Pitch Smart website in the description below, but that should be used as a guide. And if your coach is obliterating those guidelines and not following them, which means like, hey, Monday my son threw 80 pitches, then Wednesday he threw 60 more, that's not okay. And so as a parent, just having a general knowledge of what smart pitch counts look like is going to help you understand whether the coach is abusing your kid or not. Because a lot of coaches do this. You'll see it at tournaments. A kid pitches a complete game on Friday. Then on Sunday, he's throwing 2 or 3 more innings in relief. That is not okay. And I know for a parent who doesn't have a baseball background, you might not know that that's not okay. So educate yourself by being familiar with pitch count guidelines. My fourth tip for avoiding overuse injuries is by forcing your kids to do other sports and other activities at least 1/3 of the year. So this means when fall hits, I hate fall ball. I hate fall baseball. I think it is the most worthless pile of crap that exists. Kids play baseball all spring. They play baseball all summer. They don't need to play baseball in the fall. Even if your academy says that they do, they don't. I didn't play fall baseball because I hated it, and I didn't want to play more baseball. I wanted to go out and play soccer and do other stuff in the fall. It just didn't feel like baseball season. And the research has been clear that if you play baseball year round, you are significantly more likely to get a major arm injury. don't let your kids play fall ball. Now, if you're in one of those weird states like Arizona or Colorado where it's kind of flipped around, then understand that I'm not demonizing if fall if that's your like main, one of your main seasons. But there needs to be one major season, whether it's spring, summer, or fall, that you're taking off in addition to winter. So find other activities, keep your kids busy, push them into another sport. They'll gain athleticism that way. Those are all healthy things to do where they're going to learn, you play football, you learn mental toughness, you learn hard work, you learn different teamwork skills that you don't learn in baseball. Same thing in basketball, same thing in soccer, same thing in all these different sports. So help your kids be well-rounded and avoid more injuries in the process by canceling fall baseball and pushing them into other activities. Overuse tip number 5 is during the season, throw no more than 6 days a week. This means you should get at least 1 rest day, maybe 2, but 6 days a week of throwing is fine, assuming that you're just playing catch a couple of them, doing infield stuff a couple of them, pitching maybe 1 or 2 days out of that week. Probably 2 relief outings or 1 start. But throwing 6 days a week is good for the arm. It's necessary. You have to throw a lot to be in good shape and develop strength over time. But 7 days a week is too much, and 4 days a week is too little. So the 5 or 6 day a week sweet spot is a good thing for developing arm strength and not getting overused during the season. My next tip piggybacks off that. Throw off a mound at full speed no more than 2 times a week. That means if you pitch in a game on Monday and you have a long bullpen on Thursday, that's your quota for the week. Or if you pitch on Monday and you pitch again on Friday, say you did 3 innings on Monday and 3 innings on Friday or 2 innings on Friday, that's also okay. But if you're going off the mound 3 or 4 days a week, you're starting to get into a tenuous area where you're probably setting yourself up for a little bit of injury. And my last tip is a general one. Playing catch is good for the arm, like throwing at low speeds, just playing catch, throwing the ball across the diamond. That's healthy, it's good. That's why infielders have some of the healthiest arms in baseball. But throwing full speed too often is not healthy. So make sure, if your kid's playing catch, they're not every day trying to throw it as hard as they can and prove to themselves that they've still got it. That's a very common thing. Make sure catch is catch and pitching is pitching. There should be low effort days where you're just winging the ball around, having fun, playing catch. You can make 100 catch throws in a day and not fatigue your arm or stress it out. But when you're always doing this full speed intensity, Monday I pitched, Tuesday I played catch, but I threw a bunch hard. Wednesday I long toss and threw a bunch hard. Thursday I had a bullpen, threw a lot hard. That's like every day you're throwing hard. That's not a good thing. So catch and low speed throwing is good. It's like walking. It keeps your body in good shape. It burns calories, etc. Play catch more, throw at full speed a little bit less. All right, so that's it. I hope these tips were helpful. These are not all common sense. Some are, but I think it's important to reiterate all of these for parents who maybe don't have a deep baseball background, because there's a lot to sort of mull through and make sure you're doing the right things for your kids. But if you follow these tips today, you'll have a better chance of keeping your kids healthy in the long run and keeping them on good terms with baseball, because when you do too much, baseball can really burn you out quick, all right? So thanks again for watching. Check out the description links below for ways to support the channel and get better, more videos, my books, my online courses, all that good stuff. And I will see you here in the next video.